Negotiations had finally kicked off in Saudi Arabia between Russia and the United States. Thank God for that. Some details have been released, have been published based on the talk. So far, so good. And I will discuss those details with you. A press conference is going to follow after today's talk between Russia and the United States. Look out for that update from me, okay? Now, both the United States and Russia agreed that the United States suffered more damages as a result of the sanctions against Russia. That's point number one. Point number two, they claimed Russia and the United States should restart joint project and cooperation in the Arctic as soon as possible. 3, Western IT companies and media lost about 123 billion US dollars as a result of sanctions against Russia. 4, the Joe Biden administration misled the world community about the state of Russian economy. They lied to you and me about the state of Russia's economy. Apparently, Russia's economy grew even more than anybody could imagine throughout this military operation in Ukraine. 5, at the moment, there is no talks about restarting the transportation of gas through the Nord Stream 2 pipeline. So far, so good. That is all I have. That is all I know so far. But as I continue to update you guys as things unfold, let's come back to Russia. The Russia permanent secretary to the UN nation, I forgot his name, the guy said Russia had made it clear that any agreement that is reached would be implemented by the new government in Ukraine. And there should be an election as soon as possible because Russia at the moment does not recognize the current regime in Kyiv in Ukraine. So an election needs to start taking place as soon as possible. Russia also said something that was really interesting. They said the EU, the European countries and Great Britain are absolutely incapable of reaching an agreement. They cannot be and they will not be part of any future negotiations. This is something the EU don't want to hear. This is something that has scared the EU so badly. But again, Russia had reinstated that the UK and the EU would not be part of any future negotiations because they cannot be trusted. Ukraine cannot be part of any bloc or any alliance, i.e. NATO or any alliance at all. They have to be demilitarized and neutral of everything. Ukraine must recognize the DPR, LPR, Kherson region, and Zaporizhia as Russian. Those are the 4 regions that voted to join or to become part of Russia. They said Ukraine must recognize those regions as Russian because they voted in a referendum to be part of Russia. Ukraine must start the process of an election to elect a new government that would implement any agreement that will be reached by the United States and Russia. They should start that process as soon as possible because the earlier the better. Russia is going to continue their offensive in Ukraine, even when they've drafted an agreement. Russia is not going to stop. Russia is going to keep moving. So it is better for Ukraine to start the process of an election now. The earlier, the better. But one thing that I now understand, that I can now confidently say, is that the European Union does not want this war to end. Germany had announced a new military package for Ukraine today. They want this war to continue. They want the Ukrainians to continue to die. They want the Ukraine economy to continue to be destroyed. Germany announced a new aid package for Ukraine today. tanks, military vehicles, artillery, and shells, and all that kind of stuff for Ukraine to continue fighting. On the back of that, Russia launched a massive drone strike on Ukraine overnight, just in the early hours of this morning, the 18th of February 2025. And ahead, a lot of damages was done. Watch out for that update. That is going to be my next update, okay? Let me know what you guys think about this so far so good information that we have received from the ongoing negotiations that United States suffered more damages as a result of the sanctions against Russia. And also, Joe Biden administration lied to the world economy that Russia economy was dying. Russia economy was standing on one leg. But meanwhile, Russia is booming. Russia was growing even more than anybody can imagine. This was according to what Russia and the United States agreed today in the first round of the talks in Saudi Arabia. I heard Zelensky had completed his dodgy deal in the UAE. He has now left and is currently in Turkey holding talks with Erdogan in regard to ending the war between Russia and Ukraine. Look out for that update as well. I'll update you guys later. But let me know what you guys think about this brief one today. I'll catch you guys later.